Where we were in Jackson Hole and we were walking around with the jackets on. We leave as the storm's coming in. We go through Pinedale and it was like 30 degrees and you couldn't even see the road because it was so much ice and just pelting.
That's their world.
And this was in August.
Yes.
Yep. That's their world out there. I mean, it's just different.
Well,
And it's nothing for 50-degree difference in a day.
No.
Jim Swanson's son, Adam, runs a ranch out there by Laramie. Huge ranch.
Most of them are huge.
Yeah.
The Root Hall, that, okay, his partner comes and gets his hair done from Brenda, that's a friend of hers, and they bought a big ranch up there so that they would be away from people, and it's by Douglas, they have a big ranch.
Wayne's in Manhattan, Kansas City, and Raleigh. Maggie's been out.
Daughter left yesterday. It was nice. I was outside in my t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
I come in, my wife goes, do you see the temperatures going to be next weekend?
And she works for, well,
she works for
a brand, but she writes every
Like
year.
4 degrees. And I says,
Terrible.
and like 20 from afternoon high, and she says, we'll go snow. And I says,
Surprise.
oh, Christmas lights are coming down.
I had 2 furnaces today.
Out the house and out of the ground yesterday, like there was.
So they're already starting to
And
come
then
in.
Tom
For my grandson to
does the
come
same
get
thing my
his
sister does.
present,
up
and
in
then I'll
Raleigh.
take off.
What
I
they
didn't
do
put
is they
much
do
up, but I'll
camping.
take, I was been carrying stuff down. The
Chris-
boys helped me carry the
Like my brother
folding
has
chairs and the
the
extra
government
table
cameras.
up from the basement on Christmas Day, and then they left, and afterwards I thought, damn, I should have had them. So every time I went down, I'd take a couple of chairs and carry some to the basement.
Several congressmen.
Christmas tree, they boxed it up today.
Did you
shoved
take it down
haven't
already?
done that
I
yet.
should have done
Make
that.
sure you're taking the money.
I was getting the guilt trip.
So that you keep track of it, then turn in your filing, so.
I'll probably take mine down this weekend.
Usually I do it the weekend after the first. It was just, I thought, it's going to be so bitterly cold, I'm just going to do it now. It's all right running around in a
Yeah.
t-shirt going up and down the ladder, so.
Yeah.
So Jason, do they know when the funeral's gonna be yet?
No. I don't know if it'll be late this week or early next week. But, yeah.
The GoFundMe was really getting on there.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yeah.
Pay for a funeral and,
Oh, yeah.
does she work?
But I think she is an RN.
Is she
Oh, she
an
is?
I think, but she hasn't worked for, a few years.
4 kids.
Well, with 4 kids, yeah, it
I
doesn't
can't
pay to
imagine why.
work, but, yeah.
Scared?
Need a new clock.
Try and turn
This
this
was like 2 minutes off.
There you go. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call?
I know.
Fry, Keating,
Present.
Snelling,
Present.
Bikeman, Garacki, Price,
Present.
Barons,
Here.
Crum,
Here.
5-0. We have a quorum.
All right, first up, we have the approval of the minutes from the last meeting and the special meeting.
Move.
The special meeting notes, I haven't been in Jasco in a few years,
Oh,
Oh.
so.
oh, you're right, but you should still be.
I know, I should still be, but, and Todd was here too.
Todd.
It has that he was absent.
All right, we'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in and out, but he was here for most of it.
Okay, it was
Yeah.
because he
Oh,
came
it's a special.
Yeah.
late.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know. Okay.
And
He
then-
came-
He
she was
left
up-
and came back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's, okay. Do we have any idea what times? I mean, I can just do,
Well,
for me to get.
Oh, I can give you those times. I'll let you,
Okay,
later.
all right, so we'll fix the time.
Because that was pretty easy. We had
Okay,
things
because I
going
knew
on.
he was,
Cut it in thirds. He was here the first third and the last third.
okay,
Yeah, there you go.
okay.
Parker, are you
Yeah,
listed as?
Parker
being
wasn't
there?
here.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I was listed as here. I wasn't here.
Okay, all right, so
know where I
that,
was.
this needs to be Snelling's. Yeah, I'll try to remember your real name.
It's all right, it's okay.
Yeah, I'll try to remember your real name. Okay.
Right,
Move to approve
Motion
minutes,
for-
regular meeting, December 13th, 2021.
okay. Right, any further discussion about that one? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0.
Okay.
Move to approve minutes of the special meeting, December 20th, 2021. With,
As amended.
yeah.
With corrections.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed? 5-0. Okay. Next up, we have public comment. Is anybody here for 5-minute public comment? Business and discussion items. First up, we have the 2022 Marysville ambulance contract.
This is our standard ambulance contract. The only thing they change it every year, and we get it every year, is the amount. And they increased it this year by 4%. I forget, like 158 to 162 on this one.
Move to approve the proposed contract for Marysville Ambulance Service.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. Next up, we have Mandy Cook with the Convention and Tours and Billboard proposal and agreement.
Hello.
Hello.
It's nice to see you once again. I am actually just here to answer questions. I think that Director Toby Carrick put together a really good packet of why he would suggest this, but he was out of town until Wednesday, so you got me.
Do you mind giving just a verbal,
Oh, for
just so
sure.
everybody can listen to what we're talking about?
Yes, you bet. So Director Carrick put together a proposal to put up a new billboard outside of Monroe City, Missouri. And the reason why he did that was because he highlights in this report that, let's see, the high among the states of the visitors were Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, which all three have 36 running through them, as well as Missouri. Of course, Missouri was the second visiting the Pony Express barn, sorry, I guess maybe I should specify that. Missouri was the second highest as Kansas. And kind of the concept is to catch those people who are trying to avoid highway or Interstate 70 and catching some of the smaller highways and going on 36, maybe convincing them to come past St. Joe and skip Seneca and come to the only original Pony Barn standing in its home station. And his proposal is our proposal, because the Convention and Tourism Group did, or committee did approve it with the stipulation that the Pony Barn paid half of it, which you can see then, the 50-50 cost share with the Pony Barn Museum, with each party paying $900.65. $965, goodness, I cannot, it's Monday, I suppose. And they did approve that on their side. So it is a little bit more than what we would spend. This is just a small amount of time, but I think that personally this is the reason why we hired Director Carrick, because he can bring these ideas. This is completely new and completely different, and the Convention and Tourism Group was like that. They were like, you know, that we've never tried anything like this before. Why not try something like this and see what happens? You know, you can tell after something has happened, you know, after you try something, whether anything has happened from it. So that is basically it. And you also have the visitors by the state. I also wanted to point out that because of multiple different things, the wind farm included, we did get a pretty substantial fourth quarter payment into Convention and Tourism, plus We didn't have Director Carrig the whole time, so we are lower than what our expenses are for the year for sure. And so we do have a little bit of flex money. This, of course, isn't, you know, a small amount, but it's also not thousands and thousands of dollars either. And so this is just something, one of those things that we would like to try. If it works, great. Maybe we'll work it into the budget again, but this is just a try.
Move to approve the billboard to Lamar Contracting for $965 for our half.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Great.
I think it'll be real
Thank you
good
so
the
much.
way
Yes.
everything's set up.
What's that?
Said, looking at his notes and stuff, he said about Marysville, or St. Joe, Seneca, Marysville, I think, you know, he's right on it, so.
Yep, and that's, I think that, you know, calling back to that, when we had the discussion of hiring him, this is why.
Yeah.
This is why, because the rest of the Convention and Tourism Committee, we all have full-time jobs, and this is his job.
Right.
And so it's really neat to be able to see some of that data coming out. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Mandy.
Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, there are no notices and hearings. Next, we have the consent agenda.
Move to approve consent agenda.
Okay, do I have a second?
I have a question about the black squirrels. We're just kind of a pass-through, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Basically, yeah.
that's what I want to make sure. Second.
I don't know if I can mention something real quick to that, just because I talked to Sammy earlier. We are asking for payment for 16 squirrels. We only have payment for 15 so far, because our last one is, we're going to try to do a community thing for a person who just passed away. We need to make sure it's okay with their family members first. We have plenty of people who will already give us, we're asking for $100 from 21 people. It's not going to be a problem, but I just wanted to make sure you knew we weren't trying to skate past that 16 squirrel, so.
Thank you. Okay, I had a motion, a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. Next up, we have appropriations ordinance number 3762.
Move to approve appropriation ordinance 3762 in the amount of $469,892.02.
Second.
Okay, any discussion about anything on there? Roll call?
Fry, Keating,
Yes.
Snelling,
Yes.
Biden, Gracki, Price. Yes. Barons,
Yes.
Thrum,
Yes.
5-0.
Okay. Next up, we have Austin with the staff reports.
All right, first up, I brought the numbers back for the fire station projector and TV equipment. They also provided the warranties, projector at 3 years, TV at 3 years, projection screen at 5 years. And I'm looking, either you approve it or you provide me with some guidance on how you want me to go forward. Either way is fine. If you want me to just go out and buy the equipment by myself and get a lower price, that's fine with me. Or if we want to go with CCS and them ordering it, where we could pretty much keep calling them about issues that we would have, because we do that right now with the equipment we have with them in this room. But again, just looking for some guidance on how you want me to proceed.
I guess one thing you made some mention the last meeting, or not the last meeting, the meeting before, I guess, that you were gonna offer this facility to the general public?
Yes.
And we kinda asked you what that plan was gonna be. I'm just kinda curious of what your thoughts are there.
So the initial plan, when we started the whole process for the fire station, was to open that meeting room up to people in the general public, and it made it look like a better project to CDBG when they were funding it, or deciding who to fund it, who to fund. The plan would be And I think Councilman Fry asked about the prices and stuff like that. Plan would be, just like we let people use this room, they come into City Hall, reserve the room. The only difference would be that money would be involved. And for money to be involved, the council or a committee designee by the council would have to come up with the numbers, and a resolution would have to be passed. So we would have to get a council or a committee together to come up with that portion of the plan. But other than that, it's a pretty simplistic. We just add it to our list of rooms that we rent out or that we let people use, like this one, and they reserve it right here. Other than the codes to the doors are the only obstacle, but we loan out keys to this room so people can get in after hours. The code would be the only difference, and we have the instructions to set that on a monthly basis. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, that answered my question. I'm gonna assume that the city attorney is happy with that answer as far as
Well,
taking money from the public for the use of or taking money from the private sector for the use of a public space, I guess.
I don't think there's necessarily a competitive advantage, but you gotta be careful with your cost. The city is exempt because they're so used for government purposes, but it doesn't mean they can't recoup their costs, basically.
Right.
Through the use of the facility. And allowing community access to a facility like this doesn't necessarily offend anybody. Competitive-wise, there's really it's just limited facilities in this community to do this sort of thing, especially with this projector. So it does provide.
So if they rent, they have access to all this equipment?
Because the only real access is would be an HDMI plug-in, and there'd be no computer behind it. It would just be taking your computer, your personal computer, hooking the HDMI into it, and it activates the equipment.
What's everybody's thoughts?
I thought there was also a civic club, maybe a couple of civic club interested in using it as electrical outlets and able to seat their club people.
Yep.
As far as the equipment, and I don't know, and you might know, Colleen, more what's special about some of this maybe compared to a regular TV. But I know like a couple days ago you could buy a Sony 75-inch for $1,200. That's not a Samsung commercial grade. But then again, I don't think out there it's going to be used nearly as much as, a lot of commercial settings that would be used out there. I know like a wall mount for a TV. I've got one in my house. I think it's like $120. It gets, I think, up to like an 85-inch TV, pulls out, tilts, and all that, and it was like, about half the price of that.
And
So it's kind of whether we, how much we think it's going to be used,
And I've bought an Epson power light projector before. It's been quite a few years ago when we did the South Plaza at the hospital. And you can get them for a lot cheaper than that, just if you got to know where to go.
Okay.
But, if they were going to be installing the system, I could see spending that much money for them to install it. But you bought this system from them. And they didn't install it, but they still answer all your questions and help you if you have a problem. Is that what you said?
No, they installed this one.
Oh, they
in
did?
here they did.
But they are helpful with this one to solve issues, and the size of this, there's no guarantee that they would drop everything to help me solve some issues, but again, I don't want to guarantee what they're going to give, but they seem willing to help with any issues that we come up with.
See, but that's the other thing, you rent it out to somebody and there's an issue, are they calling you to come help them figure out the TV that
Yeah.
they can't figure out how to work?
Right.
Which it should be a
Well,
lot
that's
easier
how
to
it
use
should be
system
anyways.
than
Right.
this up here is, you know, mics and live streaming and everything else.
Yep.
What was the warranty that you got on it?
The 3 years on, 3 years on the projector, 3 years on the TV, and 5 years on the screen.
So,
Let's see.
if you went and bought a TV somewhere same size, what's that, can you get a 3-year warranty? And what's that gonna cost you?
It depends.
If you buy one
Can
from
you Google it real quick?
Walmart,
I don't know.
if you buy one, you can buy the warranty, but my experience with that, if you have something go wrong, they have very specific things that you have to do, and I've never gotten paid for any of them when I bought the extended warranty at Walmart. Yeah.
All I'm saying is sometimes the extra money for the warranty, not worth it. Lot less hassle.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I said, I could go out and buy this individually. That's completely fine. I've done it before. This does, I mean, this does really reduce some of the hassle in doing that. Not, but again, I'm fine with whichever direction we go with.
Yeah.
And if we go ahead with this purchase, how soon would it be installed, or how soon would we get it?
Not soon. Just, I mean, just like anything else, it's, I forget what the email said, but it was a few months out.
And how far are we, or how close are we to getting occupancy of the fire station?
I just tried to follow up with that today. They had some issues to iron out, and I have a question on some of the bigger items, that if they need to fix those, or if they need to, or if they have to fix them. I mean, that's, so I've got a question out on that.
What were they working on the day out there?
I wasn't out there
It's
today.
like they were breaking up concrete.
Okay.
Yeah, working
So
on ADA
that would
ramps.
be those are the big items that I was talking about. So they're fixing the accesses. So those are the two big items. Everything else was kind of small. So if they're working on that now, we're gonna
They
be,
broke concrete.
Breaking stuff
gonna
out
be soon.
today, yeah.
it's gonna be soon.
And so, do we plan on renting the room before this is installed?
Well, yeah, I mean,
If
if
we
we don't
get-
have installed, we'll just have to let them know. And I mean, for some groups, they probably
Yeah.
don't need it, and other ones would
Yeah.
want it.
So,
Yes.
and we'd have to, obviously, we'd have to have those meetings to discuss the pricing and that.
How big a room is it? I mean, how many can it seat?
We have it set up so it could seat, if everybody has a table, I think it seats up to 50 in a classroom setting. Because we
Fairly
have,
decent size then.
yeah.
Have you been in there?
I have not been in it.
I have. And Jason and I were there the day they were starting to do a little walkthrough. And it's a nice room.
Yeah, it's
And
good sized.
it's got 2 entrance points, and then it's got a hallway that goes over to the main fire station, but there's a door. And is there a sink and stuff in that hallway?
There's a kitchenette.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there wasn't a refrigerator or anything there?
not yet. There will be a refrigerator, yeah.
Anyway, and then, like he said, there's keypads, and you can keypad them separately from the main fire station, so that they don't have
Yeah.
access to the main fire station
Right.
with the room.
Yeah, the design of the meeting room was exactly what we're talking about. It was made for both fire training and public use.
And obviously, it would be used for any other department departmental training
Of
for the
course.
city?
Yeah, yeah, we
That'd be
can,
the primary,
Yes.
okay.
right,
Yeah,
if necessary, yeah.
yeah. I make a motion to approve, the CCS quote for $9,226.69 for the audio-visual equipment for the meeting room at the fire station.
$9,688?
$9,226.69.
But the shipping.
The shipping.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
yep.
There you go.
$9,688.02.
Shipping.
Okay. The second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, 5-0.
All right, next thing on the list, I brought back cost of living, increase, and I want to apologize, I didn't get the history in there, but I emailed that out today, and it's on your desk, of what we done, since 2013, and a bonus year, 2012. We also did nothing for raises, 2012. That's for your information. The information is from Department of Labor's from the Midwest region, and I described that, all the states that are in that. And then it's also includes 5 years, and I found a chart that showed what all the other regions are doing, and it's pretty much where every region in the U.S. is seeing the same adjustment. But this is for your guys' consideration. If you have other ideas we can move forward on, that would be great. So just having a conversation about this. I also included the county wage scale, which will go into effect January 1st, 2022. And it shows that all the full-time jobs start above $17 an hour, whereas if you look at our wage scale, we have full-time positions that currently make 15-something an hour.
Well, what's council's thoughts?
Insurance will not change for the next year, am I correct on this, Cindy?
I don't think it changed much, did it?
Not till October.
Yeah, ours changes every October, and
Okay.
the last 5 years, there's seen, minimal changes, and we've been pretty lucky on that.
And I know there's something to be said, and since I've been on council, generally we have, instead of doing a percentage increase, we've usually given it just a, be it 50 cents or 25 cents or whatever across the board. And what I like about that is it helps out the employees at the bottom more than at the top. But at the same time, we haven't done a percentage increase since at least 2013. And you can run into a situation where if you're raising it up, you get your supervisors to where they're not making much more than the other employees. And I know at the same time, you want your they've got a lot of headaches, and you don't want to get in a situation where you got a supervisor that's making like $1 an hour more than the people that they're supervising. I don't know for $1 an hour more if it's worth the headache being a supervisor. So I don't know if we want to keep going with just an across-the-board amount or make a percentage adjustment, right now.
I was kind of looking at the dollar an hour, which is 6.6%. We're not going the whole 7.3% or 7%. What's everybody think of 6.6? Yeah, I know that's a lot more than a lot of places. A lot more.
That's out of my ballpark. So I'm closer to the 3.5% across the board, and then adjusting the base pay scale accordingly.
So how would you adjust the base pay scale? I mean,
Adjust the base pay scale that's presented to us by 3.5%. And then the pay scale for the existing employees by 3.5%.
okay, that's what I was wanting to know what you meant, so thank you.
And I would lead into that. I've talked to Cindy a little bit, trying to find out that if we had any, I think we brought the question up if we had any COVID funds. And it sounds like we did not, as far as.
We do have the American Rescue Plan Act, which at the county, I guess the employees were asking for bonuses out of that funds, which is what a portion could be used for. But as of right now, the half of the ARPA funds that we've received, we've put it into the sewage replacement fund, and it's dedicated as requested towards the new lagoon system. We get a second half in May, I believe, May or June, of another 200 and, what was it, 250? Yeah, about $250,000 that was going to be dedicated to that same about $4 million project that we have in the pipe. But that's the same situation. It's just a second half payment of that ARPA funds.
I guess what I'm alluding to is at 3.5% across the board, are there any options for a one-time percentage payment to the employees?
There's an opportunity, yes.
And that way it's not reoccurring, because we don't know what's gonna happen next year, 5 years from now. So it's really hard for me to swallow 7%, 6%. The pay scale to compare ourselves to the county is great, but it's also, it's pretty hefty. You know, the city's hefty too, compared to some of the private employers. So we don't want to be the premier employer in the community.
I'd politely disagree with you.
Well, that's fine. You can do that.
Because if you're not here to help us be the number one employer, I mean, our citizens deserve the best.
I totally agree.
So
Totally agree.
to
And I think we
be
have
the-
very good employees. We need to reward them, but we have to be careful not to turn ourselves into, as I say, the premier employer in town.
Okay,
And we won't get to that point.
all right.
And
So-
I guess that, giving them a one-time bonus is what you're talking about, right? And not doing such a high percentage increase, because next year, how are we gonna compare that if the cost of living index is only 2% and they expect another 4 or 5% increase?
Correct.
So I'm with you on giving a one-time bonus and a smaller percentage of wage increase,
So to sort of counter that. So one of the fears last time that was brought up is, let's say we do the 7.3%. What if we go back down negative, which is what, so prices get cheaper. So what if that happens? That's a decent fear. What if that doesn't happen? I'm not saying you have to do the 7.3, but it goes up, it went up 7.3 this year, and then next year it goes up another 2%. So we are now behind the ball, 5% over the year, or however we set it at here, it was up here, and then it went up here again. So we just dragged ourselves back down.
Oh, and we did have that situation before where like 2013, 14, 15, that we were given about 25 cents a year. And then we ran into a problem where we were losing police officers, we were losing employees, we weren't keeping competitive with other agencies and other, comparable positions in other communities. The last couple of years we've gotten some pretty good raises to try and catch, because we were playing catch up. I know a lot of places have been, the cost of everything has been going up the last 2 years pretty much. It'd be nice to say it's gonna go back down, but I myself don't see that happening. You might get to a place next year where it just holds even for a year or two maybe, but a lot of that cost I don't think is gonna go back down. Unfortunately, or not much.
And while this is, a lot of this is, some of this is about attracting and retaining employment. It's also about making sure that our employees can keep their level of living, cost of living. If the cost of living goes up and we don't follow suit, then they are now living at a lower level than they were last year. I'm not telling you have to choose 7.3, but that's just the perspective where I don't need a department head to feel like they have to have a second job. I don't need employees with 3 jobs. I need this job to be enough so they can concentrate, they can spend the 8 hours that they have each day working on this job and not another 4 hours at night so they lose sleep, which has happened a lot. And we've been lucky recently that our department heads and a lot of our employees aren't relying on multiple jobs because we are catching up. So it's not about, yes, do I want to be the attracting new employees? Yes. But I also want to take care of the ones we got right now.
Yeah.
And that's the way you should be looking at cost of living, is keeping them at the same level.
I'm not saying that, I'm not saying I can't see the advantage to giving a smaller raise and then give a one-time bonus, and also that gives you time to next year to kind of evaluate and you're not locking yourself into those rates. It doesn't necessarily help you as far as recruiting new people.
Right.
Because if you get a bonus now and then a position comes open in 3 weeks.
So how many
Still stuck
employees
with that
are we
lower pay scale.
short right now? Like how many open positions does the
well,
city have right now?
There's 3 short in the water department.
Water is short.
One in the police department. There might be one.
And seasonal's almost, we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna do that with the mowing thing, that's really difficult.
Yeah.
Because we absolutely have to have them in the cemetery, and it's hard for us. We do try to get them also in the street, depending on if not, then we need to hire the chip and seal and stuff, we can't do all that in the summer. So sometimes we have issues with trying to find seasonal as well.
You're missing 4 or 5 full-time.
Right.
Right now, we are.
Yeah, and the water department's been the one that's really been probably the worst as far as being short.
For the longest amount of time.
The problem that you have with the water department is it requires a skill. You can't go run a machine next to 4 and 6 inch gas mains and power cables, and you just can't rip that stuff out.
No.
You can lose machines, you lose lives, you can lose all sorts of problems.
Phone lines.
And it's the other job that requires a certification.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, water department does require that. I don't know, I'm at a fine line because I understand what Jeff's saying. I understand the 6.6. I could say right now I'm at like 5 right now, just because I can't tell you what next year's gonna be.
Right. We don't know.
If I knew it was gonna stay up, it'd be one thing. But if you read some of the other stuff, and, Wichita University's done some stuff, and Wall Street Journals and all that. If I remember right, the average is like, the average household is paying 7.1% more than what they were paying at this time last year. Now, that can be divided out into your utilities and your groceries and your gas and everything like that. And if you don't travel as much, then you have a little bit more in your pocket. I mean, we don't travel as much for high school sports, so there's a little bit more there. Well, I'm serious. I mean, Lori went through it with high school sports. It's amazing how much you travel when you don't think about it. Gone 3-4 nights a week, going somewhere. Well, when you're not doing that, it's a little bit different.
Saves you a fortune.
It does. I mean, but, so
Junior
that's
high
one.
sports.
Yeah,
Go to Clyde.
yeah.
From here.
And that's the reason I say, but also, yeah, these guys need not to have to worry about if they're working somewhere else, if we need them pushing snow at night.
Right.
Or fixing a water break at night. So, I don't know what the solution is.
So is anybody 5%? Like Parker said?
Before I jump on 5, I'm gonna honestly want Austin to work some numbers on that.
Yeah, because 5 isn't included in any of these.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, and 5 is, because the 6.6 is $1, correct?
Yes,
That's $1 on the low side.
yeah, on the
Yeah,
low
Okay.
side. That's 224 on the high side.
Yeah, I
You're
gotta
gonna
find my chart.
Roughly like 127,000.
Yeah, there it is, yeah,
Roughly.
just double the 2.5.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, now I gotta find my chart.
Good call, Lori.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yes, about 14,000, a little less than 14,000 between water and sewer, and then, yeah, the 127,000 for the general fund.
This would be roughly 76 cents for on the low side, $1.02 on the average, and $1.60 something on the high side, $1.70 on the high side.
Yep. The county, I believe the county gave 62 cent.
And they get $100 on it.
It would be 76 cents, 38 and 38.
I mean, I guess I don't know enough about our finances to know if we just have like an extra $130,000 lying around.
Yes.
Okay.
It's.
Not lying
it's
around.
built
Well, I
in.
know, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's available.
Put your budget in
It's
there.
there.
Yes.
Right.
It's
Always-
available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
No, and I understand Lori's.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. No, I wouldn't even put 7.3 on the sheet if I didn't think I could flex it.
And I mean, and this is not something you have to decide tonight either. I mean, it's something that you can kick till next meeting if you wanna have all 8 here, part of the discussion, or it'd probably be easier if we did, you know, just so we had for the whole year, but we have done raises after the first of the year before, and just, made it retroactive to the beginning of the pay period we were in.
So what's everybody think about 5%? Jeff?
I feel that kind of the decision's been made at this point, so, Kevin?
I was looking at 4%, I mean, 4 or 5%, either way, I mean, but there again, you know, you start kicking a bonus in on top of it with your COVID.
Well, and that's where I guess I should say 5%, and I'm not doing the bonus.
You're talking, okay, you're talking like no bonus. And
That's
you,
what I
and
said.
if you're saying 5%,
It's gonna
you're saying
depend
no
on what
bonus.
you do. If you give them a bonus,
And
you
it's
know,
at-
then you don't,
At 4 or 5%, it's fixed.
right,
Forward.
yeah. No bonus, no nothing.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I forgot to throw that in there, I wouldn't, yeah.
You know, you go 4%, throw a bonus in, you know, then, you know, you're looking at a different number then again, so.
Right.
Well, no, at 4%, 4 to 5%, I guess my thought was get it close to 5%, but a percentage of that is a one-time bonus.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the direction I was
And
going.
that is very, very,
Yeah, I think all he's thinking is that way you're not locking yourself in.
Right. I'm looking at 3.5% and then a bonus on top of
On
it.
top of that,
okay,
Because we don't know where we're gonna be 2
Right.
years
that,
from now.
that's fair.
that's true.
I also feel that I think the other three need to be here and weigh in,
Yep, I agree.
and I do feel that. I'm not trying to create a problem, you know, I just think that you start weighing in this way,
That's fine.
Okay.
but, yeah, I guess I could do the one bonus and get it up to 5, or no bonus and do 5, is where I'm looking
That's what my number was, 3.5 plus a 1.5% one time.
Okay, well, so you're right.
That's
at
where I
the
was
5
at the
then.
5.
Okay.
at. That's discussionable. Because, and then next year, it's very easily something else is gonna happen.
But moving forward too, we gotta be very careful when we talk about the quarter, 50 cents, whatever. We need to look at it as a percentage on everybody.
Right.
When you start doing, you know, as the mayor spoke earlier,
Yeah.
when you start just giving that 50 cents here, it makes it tough on the top end
Yeah.
versus the bottom end.
Right.
Yeah.
It causes a lot of animosity.
And we, like I say, we were doing that for a long time, trying to kind of bring up those entry-level employees to get them up where they were making a little bit more, but I think maybe we've done that long enough that now we need to turn around and
You gotta do something to
accept
separate
those
them.
upper, yeah.
Agreed.
You gotta pay for that experience a little bit.
Yep, exactly.
Question.
Yes.
In the bonus discussion, are you planning that would be ARPA money?
That'd be something we could talk about. I mean, we already deposited that in the water accounts,
We would
right?
have to wait till May and June, to give out bonuses if that was the case.
You may want to check the rules
I already know the rules. Yes,
that can be used for bonus.
yes.
Because I think
The
the,
county said no.
Well, the county
I thought
said
the
no,
county-
but it can be used. The ARPA money that we're talking about can be set aside for that. Yep.
But if you could get the 5 from before, you could put it out at a regular
Yeah.
I see a benefit to wait.
so this sounds like we're kind of in agreement somewhere around the 5%. We're just, this discussion about whether it's bonus, raise, or raise altogether.
Yeah.
And so you want to just table it until the next meeting when the council members are here and kind of hear their thoughts? Okay.
Yep.
All right. That works.
Formal on that?
Yes, please, so I can write.
Move to table the cost of living raises till next meeting.
Second.
All right. Any further discussion?
Yeah, next regular meeting.
All right. Any
Yeah, next regular meeting.
meeting.
regular meeting?
Yeah.
Actually, that's a part of this meeting. That next meeting on.
Yes.
Yeah, it is technically part
We're
of it.
keeping this meeting
Yeah,
open.
we're not
Okay,
closing
now wait a
this
minute. Yeah.
We're good.
Right.
We're good,
Not the
we're good, we're good.
suspended meeting.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. The January 2022 meeting.
That's, I just wanted it clear in the minutes here.
The January 10th.
Okay,
There you go. Lori's got it.
I just want to make sure I got it right. Okay.
Yes, that meeting.
Okay.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0.
Right.
All right, I know everybody was looking forward to, or realized that we needed to talk about 4th of July right now, but we got to talk about it. I've been working with a couple fireworks professionals about putting on the 4th of July fireworks. These past couple of years, we've had trouble finding people shoot off fireworks on the 4th of July. They usually have another show to do on that date. My question is, if we can't get on the 4th of July, does the council want to set another date? Either the previous weekend or following weekend of the 4th of July. Another goal of ours has been to get somebody locally certified to buy and shoot off fireworks. Sterling Clark has shown interest in getting certified. Some of the minimum requirements for getting certified include helping out with 3 other fireworks shows. This could be done with the contractor that ends up doing our show. I do have one if you guys decide to do it any other weekend, maybe even the 5th. I think he might have been available. They had done, Aldridge Fireworks had done ours in the past. They forewent our show this year for various reasons, but are willing to come back. I also been talking with Pat Bruna out of Hanover. They didn't seem like they had any date restrictions, so could possibly do on the 4th of July. Pat had said he just needed to check with everybody else to make sure they wanted to do this show. I talked with Aldridge. They said they'd be willing to school Sterling if he still wanted to be a part of that. And they could even give him the opportunity for 3 different shows to get him in this year. I haven't talked too much detail with Sterling. He's shown interest, and whether he knows the full detail, as I'm sure Parker is thinking about right now, I don't know.
I can hear Parker's wheels turning.
I see the bubble forming over his head right now, so I haven't talked that sort of detail, but how do you want me to handle 4th of July this coming up year? And just so everybody knows, the reason why we're talking about it right now is because fireworks are ordered in January in preparation for shows.
So 4th of July in 2022 is on a Monday.
On Monday, yes.
So could we do it Saturday night or Sunday night?
Aldridge is not available that weekend.
But Bruna is.
He doesn't know if they will. They haven't given us an answer. If they are, I think they are available, but whether they want to do it or not is in question.
Yeah, they haven't done any for a few years, I don't think.
Right.
But so then the other guy would be looking at like the 9th and 10th?
Yes. Or the weekend before.
Or the end of June, you're saying?
Or the end of June, yeah.
Like June 25th or 26th.
Yep. Hanover's is the weekend of the 4th, I thought.
The days of 49?
They've done it before.
Not normally.
Not normally.
Usually it's that
weekend.
Yeah.
The June weekend.
Does Aldridge do Hanover?
No.
I don't think so.
So then it's not on Aldridge's. You're thinking about competing with.
Yeah, I don't want them to be the same weekend.
Okay, so that's under consideration, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, gotcha. I was thinking of scheduling. But thank you.
My opinion is that you can find around July 4th.
Okay.
Well, that's,
June 25th, 2022 is Hanover Days of
Yeah.
49.
Okay, so that weekend is not available.
Yeah.
Okay.
and that Sunday, the 3rd, is a national holiday.
Is it what?
It's my birthday.
So fireworks on that day? There you go.
Specifically that day.
Specifically that day.
Works for me.
I feel like that 2nd or 3rd would be better than going into the 9th and 10th.
Yeah.
If we can find somebody to do it that
So
weekend.
if we can't find anybody, that's the ultimatum. If Pat and Bruna says they are not available or don't feel like doing a show this year, do we want to seek out?
We haven't had a 4th of July fireworks for we didn't have it in 2020 or 21, did we?
No.
So, I mean, now
I thought we
think,
had 20, what did we do in
I don't think we
2020?
did 20 either, did we? I thought that we, I thought we had an
I feel like we
issue.
did. I felt like you did.
I think.
I thought
we
we
I
had
just think it,
It's
I think
not
it was,
21.
yeah.
I know
Not
we didn't
21.
this year, but I didn't think we did
I think we
last
did
year either.
2020.
Did we
Yeah.
have 2020?
Yeah.
I thought we didn't have it and then it was
It wasn't
COVID
on
and we went out.
it wasn't on the 4th,
Right.
but we did have it in 20.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it'd be better to have it all on that weekend before,
If-
but otherwise,
I think just so you can fine, come back at the next meeting, and if we have to come up with another date, then
Yeah.
we'll have to.
I'll check with Pat again.
Yeah, and
Might be an opportunity to work, to partner with some of the other civic groups too. That might help stand a little bit of the cost and stuff, so.
yeah. If nothing else, maybe go a little bit bigger.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Even if you did it on Friday the 1st.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Or the third.
Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Second or third, whenever they have available, Jeff.
Yeah.
Friday, actually.
I mean,
I
we
just-
we did talk about that.
Yeah.
I
would
think
say,
since
yeah.
it's a Monday
The only thing
night.
you'd have to watch on Friday is if there's ball games.
Right. Baseball games,
That would be the only thing you'd have to watch on that.
They just
on that
need to be
Friday.
over by 10 o'clock.
yeah. And, with
Yeah,
it
no,
being
it's-
on a Monday, it would probably be better earlier, because everybody would have to go to work on Tuesday morning.
But you have to wait till dark. You have.
I know,
No,
but that's what I'm saying, it would be
See, it'd
better.
better Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Friday,
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
You get more attendance that way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
okay. So, yeah, so you'll get an answer about those dates and then get back with us the next meeting.
Okay. That's all I had right now.
Okay, so now we have, proposed remodel for the fire station or another use for the old fire station. Matt?
Hey, good evening. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you real
evening.
briefly.
Yep.
One of the things that we wanted to discuss tonight was a reappropriation of the fire department currently behind us at 707 Carolina. I submitted a few-page report, and then Will Ralph had intended to be here tonight as well on behalf of the building inspector position, but he fell ill or has a family member ill, and so he's unable to be here tonight. But essentially, we'd like to reappropriate that to a 30 by 32 foot storage for the police department. Couple of the reasons we'd like to do that is for found property. We commonly find bicycles, other loose items that we have to retain for 90 days per city code as found property. We also find ourselves in situations where we have to seize vehicles, either under the KSS Asset Forfeiture Act or pending a search warrant application due to a criminal act. And so right now, we're utilizing the county annex. And that does work, but it's not as convenient as it would be if we had our own facility. And so we kind of saw this building as an opportunity to come here tonight and see if we couldn't reappropriate part of that building to the police department.
Okay. Yeah, because I know Will's planning on using some of it. I mean, not all of it, but some of it for some kind of workspace for him. And then you wanted to have a wall built to separate those last
So for
two
us to
bays,
store stuff securely, we would have to control access to it, yes. So it would have to be cordoned off from any other department, yes.
Okay.
So these in front, are these doors or are they garage doors?
Those are.
They're garage doors.
Here, right
Okay,
down
those
here.
are
Yes,
garage
ma'am.
Those
Okay.
are them that are right here.
Yeah.
Between City Hall and the building.
And there's already garage doors there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
This is actually the alley. This is actually the front
Okay,
of the building. This is what is facing the Bridge Street. This is
Right.
what's facing City Hall.
okay.
Okay. My only fear is I don't think 2 bays is enough for them.
Okay.
And I think you guys need to hash it out, because by the time you put in the signage trailers and get them out of the annex, and you put in that radar trailer, I think you've used up a bay.
The idea for those 2 bays was specifically, but can be expanded upon, is first and foremost to secure the evidence.
And-
So, so saying that, we could always allow the police department
And
into those, but where that wall's at, I think
Right.
is where it needs to be.
And that may be fine, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes,
Because the other thing is, with that little speed trailer that they have, I think we need to get that in somewhere and get it redone.
right.
Because it does not look good at all, and if we're gonna keep it, we need to save it now, get it refurbed, so
Okay.
it's still an effective piece of equipment for us.
We can definitely do that.
But,
By the
yeah,
way,
I
can you
just
get
wanna-
that, a cost for that?
I can, and we'd love to refurbish it. We wanted to find somewhere to store it before we did that. and
I
so-
agree.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
But that's the reason I'm bringing up the third bay too, is I don't want you storing it in one of your bays and then you don't have room for what you truly need to put in there.
Absolutely, and we'll never turn down space.
Oh,
I think, yeah, I don't think we would have to move the wall to accommodate more
no, and
space for them. Yeah.
that's the discussion for you guys to
Yeah.
have.
So that's not an issue. If we, develop a plan where if the police need more space, we give them more space.
Yeah, and also I wanna make sure the drainage is fixed.
Yes. And, per our conversation earlier, we can reevaluate, I mean, obviously that drainage, a solution to maybe divert the water away from that door.
Just look at it, because I know you can be ankle deep in there
Yeah.
when the water's running in.
Yep, definitely.
One question I had on the proposed city hall file storage, are those things that it's okay if people are walking through the room to get to the police side from your parking area? Are they things that should be,
Another wall.
So, from the police side, we would control access to the two garage bay doors as well as the, single entry door on the south side. So, I mean, that area would be secured from the remainder of the building.
Because they
Talking
can
about,
come
like,
in
right
from
here.
the
Yeah.
outside.
yeah, right here is what I'm talking about, coming from a proposed
May I
admin
approach?
parking and workshop?
Yeah, so the police department would take this end right here, and our only access would be these two bay doors and this exit entry door. So we would not enter from this side at all.
Okay.
So then do you even need this door?
Which door was that?
Between the two?
Oh, not necessarily. No, you could put a door there for some kind of emergency access maybe, but
But
not
it,
necessarily.
Parker, as you're talking, is, are they getting a big enough space, is what you're?
That's
Yeah,
my concern. It's an opportunity for us to utilize a building without building a new building.
Agreed, I'm just wondering what the cost is gonna be.
For the materials, we have an estimate, of about $3,000 for the wall materials, and then the doors, it looks like, let's just up that, call that $1,000 worth of door. So
Okay, and then what about all the concrete?
that, I forget how many
Like-
yards there were.
Oh, you said 11 yards.
11 yards.
So you take that by, let's do a conservative 150, which is over, really over. So $150 a yard. What is that?
So,
$1,000.
over 1,000.
Yeah.
So you can do all of this for
Plus labor.
$3,500.
Plus labor.
I'm gonna be nicer.
And we'll have to have some, we're gonna have to have some shelves. so
I was
that's
gonna say
Wow.
5,000.
Yeah, I mean, I have to have shelves.
Right.
Does
But-
that,
So,
but the
but see, but
section
that's
off.
something too, like if you're gonna have to build a wall here
Right.
to lock off the file storage,
Oh.
that's gonna be another
Oh,
door.
the wall actually, the wall is actually made out of there's already
half wall there.
There's already half wall there. So it's
If you
got
wanna,
the,
if you wanna go look after the meeting, I'll
Yeah.
show it.
it's already established, you just gotta close it in.
Yeah, there's like a knee-high wall.
So what's our guesstimate on labor?
Well,
Because are we,
do it.
well, that's
Depends
just
if
it.
city
I
crew
mean,
does it,
this is
Will
something
does it.
you're hiring out to do. You're not just throwing it on the employee's laps and saying, go do this,
to,
right? This is
the
something we're
concrete,
hiring
the concrete
out?
work, no, it's not something we're hiring out. If it's something we're hiring out, they're gonna double the cost of the materials.
Will build the wall, that's what I said, we pull a lot of people from the jobs. Parker alluded to that earlier, that
Yeah, Parker, do you wanna comment on that?
I'd volunteer to come in, but the wall won't be straight. I'll come in.
One point. That's why sometimes you pay that experience so they do it faster.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I know, but the more and more you pile on somebody's plate, doesn't necessarily make the job go faster. They just get farther back and farther back and farther back and
Yeah.
farther
I'm not
back.
disagreeing one bit. This whole thing right here, besides the cement work, this is rainy day stuff when you can't work outside.
It's rainy day, it's wintertime work, yeah.
And part of the other problem with this is, right now, to be honest, is until that generator's up at the new station,
This
can't
is,
it's like a
anything.
nothing.
yeah,
Because if you're to lose power up there for 3 or 4 days, them trucks are all coming back.
right.
And so
So,
we have a time frame. I know that said 14 weeks. Have
From
we
December
heard,
10th.
have we heard any?
haven't heard on the generator,
14 weeks from December 10th?
Yes.
That was to get the
for the generator.
They
Yeah.
needed 15 weeks because they want 1 week to have it
So when did you want to have this done?
You know,
This is not sounding like it's gonna be in the
The
next.
great part for us
4 months.
is we're operating without this. So this is a
Right.
great upgrade for us. We're not time sensitive on this matter. I mean, there may be other things that we come and we say, hey, we need this in 2 weeks. This is not that project.
Okay.
This is something, we saw an opportunity, we had what we thought was a good design, and we wanted to at least have the conversation. So if there is feedback, we can come back to you with a different strategy.
You build cabinets around the exterior walls and,
And essentially, all of the things that need to be stored in there are large items.
Okay.
So everything that we store now that is small is stored in the basement of the police department.
Okay.
We just don't have the capacity for large items.
large items, okay.
So there
So-
wouldn't be any shelving or anything like that back there?
We wouldn't anticipate anything fancy at all. I mean, it would really be for large items.
Right, and just to clarify, we were asked, like the meeting before you guys took over, to bring back a plan.
Correct.
And, I mean, this is a plan, this is not a, we need this in January
Right.
plan. This is an upgrade and a use of facility that's not gonna be used, or is going to be vacated once the fire station is,
Looks like a good start to a plan.
yes.
I agree. Totally, yeah.
We keep getting promised in the city hall that we're gonna be able to store our files when we can really get to them. I mean, I had them in the old
Yes.
We have them at courthouse and we moved them and now we have them in the back of the police station, but yet
The old police
the
station.
old police station, but some of that isn't easy to get to. So we do have a safe that's kind of overflowing. We have to keep some stuff for like 7 or 10 years and then we can throw it away on it. But for us to get to vouchers and stuff that were old plans, that's what we need our stuff for. He can store his trailer over here. It's probably not sensitive, but ours is just records that would be easy
It's
for
kind
us
of
to
taking
get
3
out our back
departments
door.
and 3 different projects and utilizing one building that's already there.
Yep.
Any other questions I can answer?
Looks like a good start.
Yep.
All right, thank you so much.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, that's it for everything you had, isn't it?
Yep, under staff reports, yes.
All right, standing committee reports.
Oh, I did. Missed them.
Yeah.
Question for Matt, but that's okay.
Make a note.
Yep.
Make a note.
Anybody have anything on the street?
See the street sweepers out cleaning sticks and all the
Yeah.
good stuff up off the streets now, so.
Yes.
Came by my house today. He was
Speak-
down there.
Speaking of that, can we get him to run down there by the school while there's nobody there? Along the highway where there's a lot of leaves and sticks and everything?
Yeah.
I come into town the other day and I saw that and I thought, there's nobody parked there, so it'd be a great time to.
Yeah, this week if they're out.
Yeah, run through there while there's no practices going on or nothing and
Right.
stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't know where it's at on his route, I just,
Usually that's what happens. Gary comes in and goes, hey, nobody's at the school,
Okay.
nobody's here, we're gonna go there.
well, if we didn't have the storm, I wouldn't have thought of it either.
All right.
Okay. Anybody else have anything on the street?
Camera's working well out there for the dump site. We haven't had any problems or anything.
We haven't had any problems, no.
I know it's been awful busy out there. I made a couple
Yes,
trips out there the other day.
very
and-
busy, and everybody's been loving the extra hours to get it done, and yeah.
Okay, what's the plan on the, trees that are out there now? Cause every day we keep putting in burn bans.
Right.
So, well, I don't know why they just don't put in one for a long time till we get some significant rain, but, well,
Maybe if we get some snow, we can light it.
No, what I'm looking at is are we dividing that up into a couple different piles? Is it just one big pile right now? I know it's hard to do out there.
I haven't been out there
Okay.
today or
No,
in the last
and-
week, but,
What are we gonna do with the big logs?
the big logs.
I noticed there's a couple very large trees got hauled out there last week.
Well, and them logs have probably been there, I bet some
Wow.
of them been there 15 years.
Yeah,
And the people that cut them for firewood, I don't wanna take that away from them, but I don't know if some people have big enough equipment to deal with it.
yeah,
I
some
think-
of those are huge.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at, is I think that on some of them piles, they've gotten what they can get, and now we just got this monster stuff, and I don't know if we need somebody to come in and really stack it up, or if we need to see if somebody can come in and chip it up, or what.
Is that one on Carolina, that tree that came down in the storm, is it gone or is it still there? I haven't looked.
It was
was
still
there
there a few
Sunday.
days ago.
Yeah. I
I
didn't
didn't
think
pay
it,
attention today.
I
It's a
didn't
big
leave
tree.
until I came here today, so I didn't look, but yeah, and that's gonna take some, I mean, it's a huge tree,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I know one time there was some discussion about getting an outfit to come in with what do you call that, a drum?
Hogzilla,
Yeah, it's
he
hot.
comes in and grinds them.
Basically grinds this
Yeah.
huge,
The guy
this
from
huge
Lincoln.
stumps up.
Yeah, a guy from Lincoln comes in and does that. He does Beatrice all the time.
Yeah, now how much it would cost, I don't know, but
Oh, they're expensive.
we got a pile out there, we need to do something with it.
Last time I knew, he was like 600 or 700 an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Get rid of the
Running
pile.
machine. He's also running a machine with 1,000 horse motor on it.
Well,
He's not messing around.
how much
about
stuff can
getting
you
it.
shred in an hour?
Is that
I guess?
the company, Hogzilla, or is
No,
that the name of
Hogzilla's
his
the
equipment?
grinder.
Hogzilla's the name of the grinder.
Do you know the company?
What is he?
I can get the name of the company
Yeah,
for you.
get the name.
I'll get
So-
it for you.
If he grinds it, then what do you do with the,
Piles it up,
Piles it
probably.
up.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
can people then take it if they
We
want?
allow them to do it right now, yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
They could
Beatrice
also-
up there, they use it in their landfill to make roads out of it when it's muddy.
And some of that he hauls off to like Frito-Lay for them to burn in their burners.
Yeah. But no, it's, yeah, if we have chips, we let people use it. We use it on our own trees. We use it for our pathways. But the big ones will probably provide a lot of chips for a couple
Yeah.
years.
Would.
yeah.
I don't know, it's just ideas to,
Okay.
because I just think that those logs are really starting to eat up space out there.
Yeah, get more
So he
space.
comes down with his big machine and it's got a crane and everything mounted on it. You just gotta push it close. He grabs it, sticks it in there and
And everybody knows we need space.
Yeah.
Especially with as many trees are going out there now. Okay.
I'd say get us some
Yeah, if I can get,
Prices.
prices.
yeah, the name.
I'll get it for you.
Okay.
The other thing I got on streets, we still plan on doing Center Street this year, putting in those manholes.
We gotta get plans for them. Yes, no, this coming year, yes. 2022.
2022.
Yes, that is
Okay.
the plan. I just need to push.
We plan on overlaying that in 25 again, right?
Yes.
Probably, yeah,
Yep.
probably do.
No, the plan is for the manholes this coming year.
Okay. I just want them to settle before we overlay the highway again.
Yeah.
Be good.
Huh?
That'd be good.
It would be.
Okay, anything
We
else
need to contact KP&L and see if they're gonna do any more work. I see they've been working a lot on the highway again.
Oh,
So they're done with all that by that time too.
Oh, gas.
Gas company, Kansas Gas.
Evergy, I don't even know what they're called now.
With
Kansas gas.
Kansas Gas.
Kansas Gas, yeah.
Kansas
Where
Gas.
I'm sitting there trying to think, that's where I
Yeah.
pay my bill to.
Anything else on street? Okay, water and wastewater? Parks and Rec?
I think the parks guys have done a nice job on cleaning up the trees. I know there's some
Parks look
people that
good.
aren't happy out there, but I don't think they
Well,
quite
but-
understand what those guys have to go through to
Yeah.
get stuff done. There's not a lot of machinery they get to use.
No.
They were out really quick after that storm.
Mm-hmm. It worked.
Well, our cemetery took a pretty good beating, so
Yeah.
we may also wanna look into is if we need to plant some new trees.
Okay.
Cause I think we lost a couple of them really big cedars out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
else? Parks and Rec? Cemetery and Airport?
I got a question on Parks and Rec. Are they done working on the lights for this year, or are they still gonna
I don't know.
You mean up at Feld Field?
build field?
No,
That's
I mean,
contractor.
they're still working on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got all the poles down, I noticed.
Yes.
They got all, and just in time, just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have seen the
They might
picture
have
of
been
one
there.
of them that was hollowed out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I saw them.
Yeah.
When they're laying down.
yeah, just in time.
Anything on Cemetery and Airport? Police and Fire? Admin and Finance? Okay, we do have some appointments on here. Have a couple on the Convention Tourism Board, and the yearly appointments for the municipal judge, city prosecutor, city attorney, and the fire department appointments.
Move to approve mayor's appointments to Convention and Tourism Board.
Okay. That a second?
Second.
Okay.
Move
Any
to approve,
discussion?
oh, sorry. Gotta vote.
Vote?
Sorry.
Do we need to do roll call on that one, or? No, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Move to approve the mayor's annual appointments.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. 4,
0-1.
Okay, got it.
right, I don't think we need anything. Do you need anything? Do you need to tell us anything, John, or?
Just thank you.
Okay. I don't think we have an executive session for anything, do we? Anybody want to have an executive session for anything? Okay. Round table. Jeff?
I have nothing.
Lori?
Me either.
All right.
We got a
Parker?
workshop coming up.
We need to figure out a time. I would say we should have a workshop fairly early on, just to kind of figure out what are our priorities and what ideas and projects we want to work on.
Let's send out an email, see how, because obviously
Works.
3 people aren't here.
No, that's fine. We just
And
need
see
to-
what date we can set up in January. I think that's a good idea. Yeah,
We can just avoid Tuesdays and Fridays.
Tuesdays and Fridays.
Mondays and Thursdays.
Okay, so Wednesday's it,
Wednesday.
people. That's the only day somebody didn't
We do
say.
do them on Wednesday. I think, quite a
Surprisingly
bit.
enough, I have nothing going on any Wednesday in January.
Oh, good job.
Done.
So if you're gonna do it, you better do it quick so I can get it in my calendar.
Nah, he'll send some dates out. We'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
We'll make it work.
And I gotta see when we're done in 2022. I think,
Be the last day of the year.
no, I'm talking about junior high basketball. It looks like the 24th we still have one, and then the last week of January, first week of February, we have a junior high basketball tournament. So,
So we're back to Wednesday.
yeah.
Yep. back
Let me know.
All right, you have anything else for roundtable, Parker? No. Okay, Colleen? Evan?
Just like to thank the city crews and everybody for the great job they did on getting everything cleaned up and the streets opened after the windstorm. I know they worked a little later that night, but it was nice to see the equipment out and about, pushing trees and stuff up, at least in the parking, so people could get around. Our fire department, police department for doing what they needed to do to keep people out of the power lines and stuff, so.
Did we have power lines down in the city?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we had fire trucks and police vehicles.
Power went out. I mean, yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
But there were
Quite a few.
laying.
yeah.
See,
laying there. Yeah.
I didn't have a clue as to why they were down. I just knew ours kept flickering and it messed up all my internet and everything, and then
Yep.
my husband. Huh? Well, my biggest thing is
45 that night.
my
3:30
husband,
till 10:45.
my husband's on oxygen, so,
Yeah.
you know, he luckily has portable stuff, so.
I like being behind the county building for a reason. Power comes back on pretty quick around the county building.
Oh,
Well, I can tell you this much, the power was not on at that new fire station. And, thank God this place has a generator, 'cause that station had power.
Yes. Yep.
truck's out.
Okay, anything else, Kevin?
That's all I have tonight, sir.
I do, while we were talking schedules, Wednesday, January 26th, is the annual local government day. I go up every year. Any council member, governing body member wants to come up with me to the Capitol, and we basically talk with our representative and senator about issues that are going on across the state, in our community, in our county, and plead with them to take mercy on us, I guess.
I did see there is a super big push on rescinding the food
Yeah, there
tax.
is. Yeah, they're pushing that pretty hard.
Really pushing that.
So they are pushing that. That's one of the issues that's coming up.
Tax the food tax.
So you can talk about, the League of Municipalities has a set of goals that all the communities voted on, that they push, and I give out a list of that so we can talk about that, and then I have my own cherry picking for our own community, to push for. So if you are interested, anybody, any one of you guys, want to go with me, I drive up, that day. Sometimes, actually a lot of times it's snowing, and that's a fun trip. But it's a all day. We go in the morning, then there's a set activity in the afternoon, and then we come home that night. So, think about it. We will send out more information on that. Don't have to give me a yes today, but I'm going to register for it, so.
That's the advantages of being retired.
Probably won't be the Wednesday we have the workshop.
Yeah, it won't be that, although we come back, and I guess I'll be here.
Also, if you could check on the state local tax, I think it's only a portion, the state portion.
Yeah.
Not the
That's what they're
think
talking
so,
about.
yeah.
That's what they're talking about, the 6.5% that the state
Right.
has. Yeah.
Something else just
Yes.
popped into my mind here a little bit ago.
Glad I could help you with that.
Yeah, you're welcome on that. All these demos that we had allowed in 2021, those that were not completed, will those be carried over till next year? Will those come out of 2021 funds, or will those come out of 2022 funds?
Are you speaking for?
The economic development ones?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Economic development ones, we transfer money into that economic development fund so much, and then if we see we need more, so that money stays there in that fund, it's already there.
That's out of
Because I know some of the
non-budgeted.
houses
Yeah.
that were supposed to get demoed did not get demoed.
Yes, you're right. There were several
That one doesn't matter so much because it is a non-budgeted fund.
Okay, well, I didn't know. That's why I was asking, because,
What
We
about
transfer.
the,
and
like 1205 Laramie?
Or
that's.
Carolina.
That's one of them I'm talking about.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
that
that's-
one's
Okay.
different. That one's different. If,
I know the weather's been good, these guys have been working in the field, but
yeah.
I got a hard time, we're giving them money to tear houses down. It ought to
That-
be done in the calendar year.
That one. Oh, those ones, yes.
The ones we approved, the ones that we
Yeah.
got bids for and got approved.
Yeah, we ought to give them a calendar year to get them down. I mean,
Well, that bid was only good till December 31st, so I don't know what you'll do with that one.
so.
You mean on
Well,
the
yeah,
one up
'cause that
by
one-
Carolina?
Yeah.
1205.
Yeah, that one's completely, yeah. That one's the only one we have left to get down.
Right.
The other ones that are around, the economic development ones, I can't speak to those. But, yeah.
But that
There's at
money
least
will
one or
stay.
two I can think of.
Did we get all the ADA sidewalks done?
They just finished up on the highway.
Right.
I need to check to see where they're at with the ones off the highway. But I felt like they were saving those ones for last.
Okay.
They still have the curb and gutter to do on 15th Street and, yeah, because 2 sections on 15th Street. And I think the one on I think there's one on Calhoun that we were doing.
Is it Alston, the one by the grade school?
The one that goes down the hill,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's all.
there's one
Hope they
section.
hold off on those for a little while.
Yeah,
They
it's gonna
should.
get cold.
That'll go into next year. They're not gonna get it done this year. But- Yeah.
Anything else, Kevin?
That's all I have.
All I've got is just the same thing, like to thank all the city crew and all of our emergency responders, for everything they did during the storm, getting the streets cleared off and keeping everybody safe. And then otherwise, I just hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and hopefully a Happy New Year here this week, so that's all I've got. So, motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
I thought we
No, we have to
suspend.
recess.
Oh, that's right, we gotta recess.
Suspend.
Oh, that's
Can just
right.
suspend?
Yep, suspend the meeting.
Just suspend it, recess it, whatever.
Recess it till
Till 5:15?
5:30.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
On 29.
29th.
5 o'clock on the 29th, yes.
Does that require a second?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0.
Okay. So that was at 8:22. We
Yeah.
recessed.
It was Cindy's fault. You put adjournment instead of recess.
Well, and I'm up.